Okay, I'm going to talk today. This is a follow-on presentation from Orla and Gillian's discussion this morning where they talked about how to use analytics to improve the revenue on your site. Now, they made it sound simple, but there's actually a huge amount of work involved. So over the next couple of years, we're going to do a lot of upgrades to the analytics, and we're going to start bringing in AI on top of that. And I'm just going to explain how that's all going to work over the next 2 years. Right. Do I have a clicker there? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to talk about the current landscape of AI, what's happened in the last 18 months. There's a lot of hype about it, and we're going to go through that. And then I'm going to say how AB Commerce will implement AI on top of its analytics. And I'm going to talk about, we're going to migrate everybody over to what's called our smart data architecture. And then Emer's going to show you some tools that you can use right now. Okay. So what's the current landscape in AI? ChatGPT now has come on a phenomenal amount in the last 18 months. I'm sure you've all had little chats with ChatGPT. It's a bit intimidating to start because it's a super intelligent online chat. I went on and I felt a little bit intimidated. I don't want to ask this guy any stupid questions. He's super intelligent. Last year alone, his IQ was test ChatGPT came in at 130. Einstein's is 160. This year now, ChatGPT is now 30 times Einstein's IQ. And they're talking about next year going 10,000 or tens of thousands of times higher in IQ. So the developer community are all pretty amazed about this. It's an amazing technology. We're also concerned, to be honest with you. It's pretty scary. It's very powerful, and it's going to be in some of the wrong people's hands. So there's going to be some bad stories as well, but there's a lot of good potential AI as well. Okay, so what about product images? There's a lot of fantastic stuff coming out with ChatGPT for images. I'm sure you've played around with it, where you've asked it to do an image and then you've asked it to change it, and it comes back with an image. It's quite amazing what it can do. Now, for doing that for your own product images, the general feeling is, no, it's not good enough yet for your own product images, because when you add a product to your basket and it arrives on your doorstep, if it looks different from the product that you saw on the screen, you're going to return it. So you really have to keep the existing ways of doing product imagery. It's not using ChatGPT for that is not really ready yet. But for other images around the site, you could play around it. It's pretty powerful stuff. Okay, now Google, Paul did a presentation earlier, 250 billion still amount of revenue going through Google, so it's still a dominant player. But there's a little bit of concern that Google might lose a bit of its dominance now, because some people are moving over to ChatGPT. If you want to find out the revenue of company X for last year, you can just ask ChatGPT and it will say this is the revenue. With Google, you have to do a few searches and you've got to go to a few different sites and then you'll find your figure. But the thing about Google is that you know your reference sites. You kind of know whether it's accurate or not. With ChatGPT, you don't know. But that's going to change over the next coming years, and there might be a movement away from Google for searching to using AI-generated searches. Now, what's the difference is when you are doing a search with AI, you ask it a question. And then it might come back with an answer, and then you might ask it a further question. What's beautiful about it is it remembers the previous question, and maybe 2 or 3 questions later, it'll give you your answer. So what's happening? You're not using the keywords anymore. You're not using 2 or 3 keywords when you're searching. You're using a long sentence. So there's going to be an impact, they believe, on SEO. There's going to be an impact on AdWords. So there's going to be a bit of a change on the search market. And in the Insight search is your own search box on your website. That's going to change, I think, over the coming years, where instead of working on keywords, it's going to be like a virtual shop assistant, I suspect. And you'll be asking, you'll have your own shop, you'll have your own little virtual assistant for your customers, like a shop assistant. So your customers will be able to ask questions on your site to find their products. Voice search is coming in. You've all got Alexa or Google Home in your kitchen, and you're asking it to play music. But if you probably notice what's starting to happen with ChatGPT is that while you've all got your phones now, and it's like your personal assistant, but now you're going to start talking to it a bit more. You're starting to get comfortable. It's intimidating them, but you're going to get used to talking to it. So you're going to be able to do stuff. Voice search is going to start coming in now with the AI. You're going to have chats with it, and you'll be able to buy stuff without even using your hands anymore. So that's coming as well, we believe. Now, AI is being used a lot for customer service, for chatbots, for virtual assistants. You're starting to get used to that when you're going on to customer services, getting customer service for any sites that you're using. Some of them are starting to use AI bots. The advantage is that they're 24/7. They mightn't give you the right answer, but at least they can direct your query to the right person. There's a big cost saving there for customer service companies, call centers, so you're probably going to start having to get used to that now. Dynamic pricing. AI is going to be very powerful. It's going to be able to look at your competitor websites for you. It's going to be looking at the products that your competitors are selling and comparing them to your products. It's going to be able to compare the prices for you. It's going to see, are they out of stock on your competitor sites? This means that you actually have the only products around and you can up the price. So AI is going to start being used for dynamic pricing. Sales and demand forecasting. AI is going to be able to scan the internet. It's going to be able to look at the weather forecasts. It's going to be able to look at customer reviews. It's going to be looking at social media. It's going to be able to predict demand for you. And we all know that that's a big thing that you do as retailers. So AI is going to come in and start doing that for you. And as you say, if you can streamline the inventory management, you're not left with stock at the end of the year. It's going to help you prevent fraud. It's going to help you with recruitment. It's going to scan CVs for you. Very powerful, a bit scary as well, and very powerful. And like I said, you're going to start getting used to using AI as a virtual assistant. It's going to now start appearing in your cars. A lot of these cars are now having virtual assistants. So you're going to be able to buy things while you're driving the car without taking your hands off the wheel. Meta did a big presentation last year on the glasses, where Mark Zuckerberg put on a pair of glasses and he pointed at a building and scanned down on his glasses all the information about the history of that building. So this is a big deal. It's going to be coming in. It's a bit scary because he's going to be walking down the street. You're going to see somebody coming down. By the time they get to you, you're going to know their name and you're going to see all their faces and all their pictures from their nights out on Facebook. So it's quite scary, but this is what's coming. And then, of course, you've got avatars in the fashion industry. You'll have your own avatar and you'll be able to go onto sites and your avatar will be able to try on stuff and you'll know that it's your size. Right, so how will AB Commerce implement AI? Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is analytics. We love analytics. We're all about analytics. We actually named the AB Commerce after analytics. AB Commerce stands for analytics-based commerce. And we've even put analytics into the first line of our vision statement. Analytics is the core of who we are. And all our services are based on analytics, which Orla and Gillian talked about earlier today. So we are going to upgrade you all to what we call our smart data architecture. Smart data architecture is our big data architecture, but it's fast for getting information in and fast for getting information out. So we're going to migrate all your existing reports that Orla and Gillian went through earlier over to this architecture. And while we're doing it, we're going to add in a lot more analytics. So I've given you examples of some of the stuff we're going to add. Date range picker, you're going to be able to compare periods. You're going to be able to say, I'd like to find out the analytics for these 2 dates. You're going to get an online profit and loss account. It's a very simple P&L account we're going to give you. It's not going to give you exact figures, but you'll be able to use it to get an idea of the profitability of your business, because that's the way we want to start bringing in this cost price. We want you to start focusing on high margin products versus low margin products. So we're going to start bringing in, getting you used to the idea of profitability as opposed to revenue. We're going to allow you to set targets. We've done this with clients before, where every quarter they set a target. An example of a target is, in Q2 this year, I'd like to sign up 5,000 emails. So we'd like you to be able to put that into the system, and then you'll be able to measure, where am I at? I want it to be 5,000 there. There's the line. Is the line going this way or is it going that way? We're also going to bring in real-time analytics. I'd love to be able to just go onto the site and say, well, what's happening right now? So I'd like to bring in some real-time analytics. It's just going to be a subset of analytics, but wouldn't it be nice to go on and see, well, these products, everybody in the last hour, everybody's been jumping onto these products, but they're not adding to the basket. You know, that sort of stuff, information that you need to react very quickly. Well, why aren't they? Because everybody's looking at these products. You need to go on and find out, is the wrong image on it, or what's going on? Is their pricing too high? Check your competitors' sites pretty quickly, because everybody wants to buy this, but they're not adding to basket. So that's kind of real-time analytics we'd like to bring in. We'd also like you to know who's just come on the site. There's a big spike. Where are they all coming from? Oh, look, they've all just come from this social media post. That's the kind of real-time analytics we're going to start introducing now this year. At the product level, we're going to bring stock levels in. This is going to be very, very interesting. We're going to measure the stock every day for every product, and we're going to store it at the table. And then you're going to be able to look at the products, and you'll be able to see how they sold and when they stopped selling because they went out of stock. And we're going to bring in a lot of analytics on that. We're going to look at price changes for the last year. We're going to look at people who viewed this product also view this product. So when you look at a product, we're going to actually show you all the products that they viewed when they were looking at this product. Very interesting. Following on from what Alan was talking about earlier. That if they're going to the product, well, if they go into that product, what other products do they go to after that? So we're going to give you all that data. Same with people who also bought. We're going to have that data recorded in the analytics for you. And outlets, we're going to get sales by outlet. We're going to give you analytics versus home delivery versus click and collect. And also the widgets. You're going to be able to see when you put up a banner widget, does it get much click-throughs or what happens to it. Right. You just want to click on the next one there. So that's the analytics upgrade. So how are we going to use AI? Now remember what Gillian and Orla talked about earlier is about analytics, using analytics, how to increase your revenue. Sounds easy, but it's a huge amount of work and you don't really get time to do it. And you mean to do it, but you're too busy, and 3 months later you've done a little bit, but you haven't really done it effectively. So we came up with a methodology we call DARE. And it's just a 4-letter acronym, D-A-R-E, but it describes the process that you have to go through for using analytics to grow your revenue. D stands for data collection, A stands for using the data, analysing the data, then R stands for coming up with recommendations based on that analysis, and then E stands for executing those recommendations. And you can spend a lot of time doing D, A, and R, but if you don't do E, you've just wasted a lot of time and money. So that is the big challenge, is E. Why do you not get to do that? Because there's a lack of expertise, for example. Because there's so much analytics. You've got analytics on your phone. My wife said the other day, I've got so much analytics on my watch, I don't know what it means. I'm just going to just losing my sleep rate, my percent. You're getting analytics thrown at you all the time. You don't know what to do with it. So there's a bit of a lack of expertise there, which is the reason why people struggle with doing the DARE. Lack of time. You're busy day to day. You might get a look at the analytics, you might do some of the D, you might get as far as A, and then you just get stuck, stopped, and you get distracted. You haven't gone near or, and until you get to E, nothing's actually happened. And then not able to prioritize tasks. There's so much analytics and recommendations. You could have thousands of recommendations, but which of the 5 you're going to work on this week? Which of the 5 that's going to make a bigger impact on your revenue, and which of the 5 is just going to waste your time because it's not really going to have that much of an impact? So I wanted to show you how we're going to bring in AI and our virtual assistant. We're going to be bringing in AI, but we're also going to be bringing in 2025 a virtual assistant who we're going to call Ava. Ava stands for AI Virtual Assistant. So in 2004, the data is going to improve a lot. You're going to have a huge amount more data. Our services can help you with analysis and recommendations. You can do it yourself through the data. And then it's up to you to do the execution. Some of you will leave here very excited with great plans, but you'll probably come back next year and say, I actually didn't get them all done. I actually ran out of time. 2025, we're going to have great analytics, but we're going to bring in AI. So it's going to do the analysis for you. And every night it will go through all your figures, and it will come up with 10,000 different recommendations, 10,000 things you can do. And then you're going to, in the recommendations, you're going on your dashboard, you're going to have a little virtual assistant. Now, I don't think you're going to have big, long chats with it, but it will tell you, look, there's 10,000 things you can do, and I've actually graded them in priority based on the top actions that will give you the most return on your profit at the top and the least ones at the bottom. Now, what's going to happen after 2025 and 2026, Ava, the AI assistant, will probably now start coming in and help you doing the execution, where it will say, look, I think you need to do these 100 things. Do you want me to do it? And that's where the virtual assistant will come in. So that's the plans for AI over the next 2 years. Now, Emer's going to come in and show some tools.
Yeah, should be all right. Thanks, Paul. So thanks, Paul, for introducing us to AI. I'm going to talk today about how to use ChatGPT for online marketing. I'm sure everyone here is familiar with ChatGPT, but are we using it for its full potential? So ChatGPT isn't just a chatbot, it's also a marketing ally, whether it's blog posts, social media content, or product descriptions. So ChatGPT can streamline the creative process and saving you time and ensuring that your message is always on point. So for email marketing, it can help you to create compelling subject lines or write persuasive email copies that tailors messages to your audience. The result? Elevated open rates, increased click-throughs, and most importantly, more conversions. For social media, it can be your best friend for engagement. It can enable you to create interactive campaigns or captivating captions that foster meaningful relationships with your audience. And let's not forget about SEO content. ChatGPT assists you in creating blog posts, meta tags, or SEO content to enhance your website's visibility on search engines, attracting more online traffic, and also boosting your online sales. With all this being said, the most important thing about taking from ChatGPT is also tweaking the information that you're getting from ChatGPT. So Google are cracking down on the content that is being generated by AI. So it's really, really important to add your human touch to whatever you're getting from the tool, whether that's asking it for various different answers and merging them together, or tweaking different sentences to add your own voice and your own touch. But always remember that we are human and humans engage with other humans. And I think what most people here are using ChatGPT for are the product descriptions, which is the bane of every e-commerce executive or manager's life, is trying to come up with these descriptions and make them compelling. By providing key actions, highlighting features, and incorporating a touch of creativity, ChatGPT ensures that each product description is not only accurate, but also resonates with your customer. So, how do I get ChatGPT to write me a product description? Well, it's all about the prompts. Yeah, so basically the first time I went to ChatGPT and I asked it to write me a product description for a Karcher steam mop. When I did this, it generated, I'd say, 500 words of a description. It was more of an article, it was more of a blog post. So I went back to it, which is what you should always be doing, is going back and asking it for another answer. And this time I said, ChatGPT, write me a product description for the same product, the Karcher upright steam mop, but this time make it between a paragraph. So normally product description should be between 75 to 100 words, and should always include the main key features of the product. So when I asked it to come up with the paragraph, it was still quite long. So again, I went back to ChatGPT, and this time I specified, ChatGPT, write me a product description that is under 100 words, that is also SEO friendly. And then I got my perfect product description that I can go take and tweak and add my own touch and my own voice. And there I had it, product description generated in less than 2 minutes. So Yeah, I had a few screenshots there to show you what I'm after being unfriendly with this machine. So we are looking at other AI tools and different platforms. Is there anyone here familiar with other tools, or what are other people using? Anyone?
Bard and Gemini for Google. Just again, it's ChatGPT for Google. It's the Google version of ChatGPT. Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. So again, I think Microsoft was the first one to release ChatGPT. Google released Bard, which wasn't very successful, so they've rebranded and it's now called Gemini, and Gemini seems to be a far, far better tool, and again, just from an AI point of view. So I would say it'll be an interesting clash of AI tools over the next coming years. I think Microsoft is definitely better at the moment, but Google has a lot of data. And it has, so I think, in the few years, I think that'll be in a much better position to be used on a daily basis as well. So.
Thanks. Anyone else? Has anyone used anything specifically for product descriptions, maybe image editing? Have you used tools like Canva, where there's an AI generator on that?
There's a very good news app called Superhuman AI, and it'll list all the relevant AIs that you might want to use. Like, it's ridiculous how many different kinds of AI, but if you sign up for that newsletter, it'll give you loads and loads of information.
What's it called?
Superhuman AI. So it'll list it. So Bitcoin's gone through the roof at the minute, but it predicted that. So if you're with Nvidia chips at the minute, it'll be through the roof as well. It'll give you a lot of information in terms of that there, and you can kind of take it from other businesses and work it across quite well, It's good.
So I've got a really funny one I discovered recently. You need an iPhone for this, it won't work on Android, but there's a thing called ARC Search, A-R-C Search. Download it. So you were talking about Google getting disenfranchised. This thing, instead of going and giving you results, it goes and trawls the internet and creates a web page for you on the thing you asked for. It's the phenomenal piece of tech. Have a look at it. ARC Search.